Learning packets will be delivered or picked up, or maybe delivered or picked up in two ways. One is the bus service, which parents may hire, or this may be picked up or delivered by parents or guardians themselves. So that is a decision that parents of offline students will have to make. Next, other possible platforms. For interactive discussions, feedback, and answering of questions and clarifications, students and teachers may communicate through SMS, phone calls, or Viber calls. If possible and mobile data provisions will allow, perhaps students can also send pictures of outputs through email so that teachers can give timely feedback on this. Let me end by quoting Caroline Belden from the Equity versus Equality series. Equality is leaving the door open for anyone who has the means to approach it. Equity is ensuring there is a pathway to that door for those who need it. And that ends my presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Franco.
Welcome po, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Ms. Franco.
Good morning again to everyone. So allow me to discuss with you briefly about assessment and grading. Regardless of the modality of the delivery of instruction, assessment is and will always be an important element in the teaching learning process. So why assess? We need to assess to ensure the attainment of the standards, to provide sufficient and revealing evidence of learning and understanding, to promote reflective thinking and personal accountability. Again, just like what Mrs. Franco had mentioned, we are not much into the numerical grade. The focus now is more on the learning. And we assess to promote holistic development of our students. For assessments are designed targeting different learning competencies of our students. Modules are designed with generous number of formative assessment to prepare our students for the summative assessment. Formative assessment interspersed in the entire lesson. It is given in any part of the lesson development. For the summative assessment, it is more into authentic assessment. We do have pen and paper tests, but we will highlight more on authentic assessment. What do we mean by authentic assessment? Authentic assessment, according to Wiggins, refers to engaging in worthy tasks analogous to the kind of problems faced by adults or professionals in the real world, in which students apply their knowledge and skills to fashion performances effectively and creatively. So why is it important? It is a holistic approach to evaluate our students' learning abilities. It demonstrates varied aspects of students' knowledge and understanding, as well as the right attitude necessary for the completion of the task, like creativity, flexibility, cooperation, and adaptability. Again, just like what I have mentioned, we are shifting from the quantitative or numerical grading to qualitative or descriptive grading. More of this will be discussed in another forum. But how are we going to evaluate the attainment of competencies and skills? This is through the use of rubrics. Rubrics serve as a guide to keep track of one's progress. It will help our students see where they are and where we want to bring our students in terms of the attainment of the standards. This will serve as a roadmap that will guide our students as well as our parents in terms of the achieving the set standards by the Department of Education. That will be all for assessment. Now I will give the floor.
Jom, excuse me, may I
Yes.
just add something to that because I feel that it's very important at this time. we are, as you said, no, Joe mentioned about shifting, no? I think we'd like to put it in proper context because we are on distance learning. We're not saying that we forget about the numerical grading, but what we're saying is that because this is the context now, we're exploring other ways of how we can, you know, objectively assess our students' performance. And that is why we are moving from numerical, but that doesn't mean it will be like that. I mean, at least for now, we're still waiting for what DepEd is going to say. But for now, St. Teresa's is really, you know, entertaining the idea that perhaps it's also good that we become more criterion based. Mean to say, we would like to really see how students progress. We would like to have a mindset that students do not just look at the performance and rate it according to grades and new numbers, etc. But we'd like them to see how they would like them to have that mindset of moving. If this is the criterion for, let's say, not yet advanced, maybe I'd like to go to an advanced stage, and that is the kind of mindset that we would like to, you know, develop among our students and our parents, and of course our teachers. Of course, we're already into this kind of rubrics, etc. But since we are talking of qualitative, it is more of how does a student progress, and where is the student now, and where would she, you know, where can she, I mean, where is the student now, and where does she want to go? So that is the kind of assessment and grading that we would like to explore this time. Thank you.
I will turn you over to Mrs. Alcabedes to discuss the co-curricular program.
Thank you, Joan. Good morning, everyone. We continue to implement our community involvement program, even if we are on distance learning mode, since this plays a very important role in the holistic formation of every Teresian. This is one of the programs that helps concretize the school's vision mission. For the sector of the students, the CIP in the grade school is the Samahan. For the junior high school is Kasamahan. And for senior high school is Kabalikatan. So how do we reach out in the new normal? In the grade school Samahan, sessions are held every last Friday of the month. How is this implemented? The focus of the month is integrated in the learning modules of the teachers. Activities come in the form of poems, songs, video or documentary viewing, and other creative activities. Teachers present guide questions to direct students. Students use graphic organizers, compose poems, and other creative outputs to express learning and insights. For example, in a specific month, the focus is on laborers who work for the benefit of others. The focus per grade level varies based on the student's experiences. You see in the slide how the foci varies across grade levels. In the high school, next slide please. Kasamahan sessions in the junior high are held every fourth Saturday of the month. Sessions last for an hour. For senior high school, sessions in Kabalikatan are held on a Friday of the month from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m. The facilitator agrees with the students on which Friday is most convenient for both students and facilitators. How is the CIP implemented in the high school? Each grade level focuses on a particular marginalized sector or sectors. For example, grade 7 focuses on disadvantaged children, grade 8 on urban poor and fisher folks, etc. Just like in the curricular program, the CIP is implemented either online or offline. For students who are online, they view documentaries, they use the forum feature of the CLE for discussions and exchanges of insights, and they submit their outputs using either CLE, G Suite, or any other mode of sending outputs. For students who are offline, the documentary is saved on a USB and sent as part of the learning packet or kit. Guide questions are provided and students answer these in their journals. The mode of sending outputs is the same as the submission of academic outputs. They also have virtual interactions with representatives of the marginalized sector. We now proceed to the enrichment program. The enrichment program in the grade school department is the CNAG, and there are sessions that will be held once a month after classes. There would still be offline and online activities. Letter will be sent to those qualified members. In the high school, our students would be given enrichment classes for the qualified members, and this will be held for an hour every month, either after classes or every second Saturday of the month. Regarding our student government, in the grade school student council meets every first Tuesday of the month. The student council meets every Thursday, while class officers meet every Tuesday of the month. In the high school, the Tourism Student Council officers meet every third Saturday of the month. Communication to the student body is done through the TSC's Communicare. That's the end of my presentation. May I now turn you over to Mrs. Mendoza, who will explain the different student services. Thank you.
Elcabet.
Good morning, sisters, Dr. Violet, Dr. Garland, and all who are present today. I am happy to see you all even through this platform. The student services make sure that their functions and services are still relevant and supportive of learning and instruction. The Guidance and Counseling Center commits to work hand in hand with the teachers and parents during distance learning and the whole duration of adjusting to the new normal for the holistic development of every